I know it's recording. It's recording. Okay. I'm gonna give them until 7:10. Yeah, you have. I feel like you can kind of see the screen. It's basically just for me. It's mirrored. The only thing about that, I don't know if you can change it to the webcam instead.
You might be able to go on the video, click the up button,
Oh.
and then it'll let you select it. So the webcam.
Hey, oh, okay. Oh, there we go. It's still, it's reversed, but it's. It'll work. No, you're we're gonna start at like 7:10. We're gonna start at like 7:10 for you guys. This meeting shouldn't be any longer than like 30-45 minutes. But if you miss anything or if you want to go back, we are recording it over Zoom. Just know that that screen is just mirrored because I did it on my laptop and stuff. So we're probably gonna post it on YouTube or something, and then you guys can back to it later or share it with people that aren't here. But we're gonna start soon, but you can chill for 2 minutes. Oh, wow, that waffle is pristine. You're good. Listen, I'm just glad it's not my weird note. It was like my pure side profile. I was like, oh, jump scare. I love that part. I was gonna talk about costume. Yeah, I'll say something we can talk about it because I'm gonna put into the. I think we should definitely have one more. Let me know when any of us my face again. Run away. Run away.
I would love to discuss.
Yes.
I'm just happy to be here.
Okay. So, oh, should I wait for people who are on their way to discuss it?
Who's on my way?
Rachel, just Rachel. Okay, then that's fine. Okay, so we're gonna start. Hi, everybody. Thank you guys for coming. I feel like I'm a professor lecturing, so let's not do that. No. Again, if you didn't hear the first time, this is gonna all get recorded, so maybe don't say anything super weird. You two, just you two. Everybody else is fine, but you two are gonna say something weird, I'm sure. So basically this meeting, is mainly for the purpose of figuring out who is like most likely going to physically can commit by the end of this week to going to nationals. We are currently looking for options through student government, for funding. And in order to do that, we need like official numbers. This doesn't mean that you that by the end of this week or like by Sunday, can't come if you are still considering after this and you're like, I don't know about partners, I don't know about this, I don't know about funds, all this kind of stuff. Because again, funding from student government is not guaranteed. We're not sure. So we kind of need official numbers as soon as possible so that we can have that talk with student government and start that conversation about getting the funding because they require it well in advance. They require all the information that we have well in advance. And it's kind of one of those things where we can't ask for too much money and just be like, oh, well, we don't need this much money, so can we give it back to you? We get flagged.
Every cent.
Yeah, we have to use every single cent that we ask for because we will get flagged, and then that means we can't have instructors from ballroom nights and all that kind of stuff. So that's very important. again, this is not like a, hey, if you don't tell us by the end of the week, you're not coming. It's just you're probably going to have to figure out your own funding. Make sense? Cool.
Which is not a problem because it is pretty reasonable regardless.
Right, it's not like, so $3,000, you guys got that? No, it's a very reasonable thing, especially considering, a lot of us have shoved 7 people in a hotel room before. But also when it comes to that, there's a few like basic rules that we have to follow if we go through student government funding. One of those main things is like only 4 people can go in a room, no matter what, because they're funding for 4 people going in that room. Yeah, but that's if we get student government to fund. So basically, again, we just kind of need those numbers by the end of this week, just so that we can start talking to them, before winter break happens, because we want to give them as much time to be like, yes, we will give you 12 grand. Essentially. So also with that, we need to know if you would prefer to fly or if you'd prefer to drive. If you prefer to drive, student government will not fund gas money to get there, which would mean you would just split it with everybody in your car. But if you're flying, they will cover the cost of flying. So just letting you know, to and from, they'll cover that cost. They'll also cover the cost of hotel, which I think I already said. So yeah. That's everything. for that, right?
Yeah, just for flying, one more thing is because we will be flying with like costumes and stuff. It's not like, oh, I need 3, I don't know how planes work. I need like 2 big suitcases. They might not pay for those suitcases. They may just pay for your plane seat. Which still isn't that big of a deal because it would just be you paying for your extra luggage. Yes.
If you fly and you check the things you need for the competition as
Right.
well, that is like a big no-no. Like you have to make sure that you can fit most of the things that you absolutely need in your carry-on and you have it with you at all times.
Cause if they lose your luggage, that's it. But we will go more into like what you should pack, how you should pack and stuff like that, on January 16th. So on January 16th, we're gonna have a meeting for everybody who is interested in nationals and have already committed to nationals. And we're gonna basically give you like the groundwork of how like a competition works. So like, okay, this is how you like walk on the floor, this is how you leave the floor. We're also gonna give you like advice on how to like make patterns if you wanna make patterns, or like how you and your partner should like, how many times you guys should meet and all that kind of stuff.
Terms.
What?
Terms.
Terms, yes, terminology, stuff like that. We will also go over like how you find the rules and syllabus and stuff like that, because USA Dance is very like strict with what you do where. So that will be January 16th. That is a Tuesday. It'll be after the general body meeting on that Tuesday. Any questions? Cool. So that's that. Basically, oh man. Oh, so we also kind of wanted to start doing a thing where every single week we give you the space and resources to practice for nationals. So basically, we are in between 2 days. So if you guys want to like raise your hand, we can tell you like we can figure out which day is better and start reserving rooms for you guys. But basically those meetings will be more for like, okay, like we want to practice, but we want to make sure that we're doing correct syllabus stuff, but like, can you look at this, or like that kind of stuff, and also just give you a room, because my God, finding space to practice ballroom dancing, good God.
Dancing in
So
general.
we're in between 2 days. In the spring semester, raise your hand if you are more free on Mondays.
Can-
Monday nights.
Can you tell me every day?
Oh, sorry, versus Fridays. My bad.
Think about your spring schedule.
It would probably only be up until nationals. If that.
It would also
makes
be
sense.
in the evening.
Yeah, it'll be in the evening. I'm not gonna make you get up at 7 in the morning as much as I want to. Mondays, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Raise your hand for Mondays. Raise your hand high.
Wait. Okay, 2 Mondays? Okay. I'll give you a minute to like check your schedules.
They gotta pull up my UCF.
That's fine. I get it too.
That's already my calendar. What kind of
Yeah.
time is?
Please.
Like after 6. Okay.
Wait, it depends on the room reservation, whatever. that is.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
Just getting an idea.
We also,
Aiming for after 6 o'clock, yes.
Yeah, I think
On Monday, it'll be 6:30 to
I haven't seen
9:30.
many people.
Okay.
Looks like
How many people are free Fridays?
Fridays.
Wow, okay, so you guys are just not free.
Well, we already, I think about two days, not all right, so like.
I'm aware.
There's not a lot of.
I'm sure.
So is it you guys aren't free or you guys just don't know or what?
Does Wednesday work better?
Or are you just, or do both work? Is Wednesday better?
Wednesday works.
Raise your hand if you're free Wednesday versus Monday or Friday. Okay, it would be either before or after Amy's ballroom class, if that ballroom and Latin, if that affects.
Is anyone in Amy's ballroom or Latin class?
Next semester?
Oh, not yet.
Why would we be talking about this semester?
I think Friday.
Okay, great, so how would you guys prefer if maybe we alternated every week? So 1 week it was Monday, 1 week it was Friday, 1 week it was Monday, 1 week it was Friday.
If you text us what I first had.
Right, it would be like a published schedule, we
Yeah.
would give you like a calendar and be like, this is those days.
Ideally in the same
Raise
place.
your hand if you would like us to alternate.
Whatever works, not taking me forever.
Yeah,
It's the
that
best
more
option.
sense,
I like Fridays.
Monday or Friday works.
Raise your hands for Friday. Raise your hand if Monday or Friday works. Raise your hand if Monday or Friday and Friday works.
What does that mean?
Raise your hand if it doesn't matter and Fridays.
Like if it doesn't really matter what you prefer.
Friday. If you, yeah, so if you prefer Fridays,
For no
Raise your
reason, I
hands.
like Fridays.
keep your hand up if it doesn't matter. Raise your hand, keep your hands up. If you prefer Fridays, raise your hands. Keep your hands up if you don't care. Okay, so
Okay.
it's going to be Fridays, it
Okay.
looks like. Good God, good God.
What? That seems like. Wait, what about Wednesday? No.
Wednesdays are out. Wednesdays are out. There was very little, yeah. So, okay, that just means this is us giving you the space. We probably won't be teaching, there probably won't be an instructor. This is literally just, you guys have space. If you need to talk to any of the people who are experienced in dancing, you can ask for advice, you can ask for opinions, any which sort. Amy probably won't be there. We probably won't have an instructor. Okay, this is literally just us making sure that you're keeping track of and keeping up to date on your routines and stuff like that. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Cool, thank you. That's that.
Good job.
Great.
Someone write down Fridays.
Yeah, get somebody right on Fridays.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's talk about that. So, as well as nationals, this is just an opportunity that we got emailed about. So we just want to let you guys know that this is happening too. February 16th through the 18th with the same circuit as USA Dance. So these are the same people that are hosting nationals, are hosting a competition in Georgia. So if you feel like you want to go to competition and you want to fund it yourself and want to practice it for it yourself, you're more than welcome to go to that competition. Just letting you know those are the dates. We can post the link in the Discord if you're interested in that.
We can give you a rough estimate of costs right now, but it's not affiliated with us or UCF. It is you guys going by yourselves.
Right. Ballroom Nights would not be able to help you funding. USA Dance will not be able to help you get funded for that either. Cool beans? Beans are cool. All right. So we're gonna talk about a little bit about partners right now, because some of you guys listed that you had partners. You were thinking about partners and partnerships, and some of you didn't, and some of you are a lot of followers. So there's a few different things that we can talk about. First of all, lady leads. You are more than welcome to do it. I was a lady lead. It was great. Also, sorry, backtrack just a little bit. Nationals. It is not a stressful thing. It is not a stressful thing. When I tell you, I am not lying. I promise you I'm not lying. The night before we made routines and morning of. So this is not like one of those things where you have to come and have to be like super knowledgeable. You have to be the best in the world. You have to be great. No, literally international, like the international championships people for a very, like, they were champions for a while. I don't really remember, but they came up to us and they were like, listen, guys, in the prelims, we literally recommend you basically just do the basic. So stuff like that. So we'll explain again how that works and stuff like that, but it's a really like low stress thing. This is not like we're having this meeting because we're like, hey, so you know the best answers? Yeah, you guys are coming kind of a situation. This is literally just a no stress, have fun. It's a really, really fun competition. When we hopefully get the opportunity to do a team match, I literally would go to nationals just for the team match. And when I tell you it's that fun. It's also a really great learning experience. I definitely think that we all came back after nationals and completely understood a lot more about dance, just like watching everything go down and stuff like that. Especially if you're a visual human, which I am. So that is that. Do we want to do everything now?
I would run through everything else first, 'cause I know there's a lot we can get through.
Okay. Beautiful, beautiful.
Officers, what else do we need to talk about? These are a
Why
whole lot of
why don't we
words.
like actually talk about like what team match is, like, all we talked about was just the word.
So okay, we can talk about kind of get into more about the competition in general. Team match. So basically it's this really, really, really fun thing where we pick, I think it's eight dancers, 4 couples. And they choose 4 random styles. They haven't chosen them yet, I don't think. And basically you go out, it's open, so there is no syllabus. We literally did the performance team routine just to it. It's so much fun. They play like a random fun song. It's so much fun. But basically, here's the dance floor, right? Every single collegiate competitor lines up around the dance floor cheering their team on. So everybody on their team who's like competing in that style gets on the floor and they compete. But everyone who's not competing is out behind, just like screaming and yelling. It's so much fun. It's so loud. Usually, like teams brought flags and they were like waving their like college flag while people were dancing. Very, very fun. It's also a cool opportunity because they try to make it so that it's near like an event that's also really fun to watch. So all of the collegiate people are like cheering on random other people and who aren't the collegiate competitors. But really, really fun. We'll explain more of that later.
Kelly, what happens if there aren't 8 people on a team?
So if we happen to not bring 8 people to nationals, which I highly doubt that's gonna happen at this rate, but if that happens to be the thing, if we bring more than 8, then we can have multiple teams. By the way, we can have multiple teams competing at once. I think Purdue had like 8 or something. So yeah, they brought a lot of people. But if we don't have enough people, which again, I doubt, but if we don't, they will pair us with we call them the misfits. We paired them, we will get paired up with like salad. We will get paired up with the misfits from the other colleges who also didn't have enough people or they were left out from the other teams. If that makes sense. So like they had enough, but they wanted to join. So yeah. So we were with like University of Houston, UCF, and Baylor.
I would like the record to know they can
We had
never
one
say the
Purdue
fourth
couple,
one.
'cause we had that really good girl.
Yes.
I
think she got first.
She did, and then she ran off. Also, team match. If you do well, we will get money. So what we did last time, which when we I think placed 6th, we got like 10. We got $100. We used that to pay for the hotel. So 1 night at the hotel. Sorry. Yeah. Anyways, so basically, if it happens to be that student government doesn't fund everything, or there's something like that, or we can just use that as like something like that. Yeah, we can use it for basically anything we want.
A pizza party when you
But-
come back.
Yes. Also, okay, so
expensive pizza party.
with the competition, there are different levels. So, okay, here we go. Yeah, this one is kind of confusing. So no matter what, there's smooth and there's rhythm. If you're doing international, you probably already know how this system works, so I'm not gonna explain how international falls into this. There's smooth and there's rhythm. Basically, within smooth and rhythm, there are different levels. So there's bronze, silver, and gold. Okay, bronze, silver, gold. You guys probably will compete in bronze and silver, because bronze is the lowest level. So that means in like the smooth dances, you can't pass your feet. It's the lowest, like, skill.
No, don't worry.
It's like the lowest skill level, basically. So it's like the beginner level, essentially. For collegiate competitors. And if you're not collegiately competitive, whatever,
You got it, competing.
competing,
got it,
there's
you
a
got it.
beginner level. But anyways, bronze and silver, bronze and silver. You can do your bronze routines in silver and do just about the same thing. It's essentially like that's what we did last year. We competed in bronze and silver. If you want to have multiple partners, the only way that you can have multiple partners is if you compete in different levels. So I can't compete, like, I can't lead Carol and lead Lexi in bronze rhythm. I can compete with Carol and Lexi if I did bronze rhythm with Carol and silver rhythm with Lexi. Does that make sense? As far as switching between leading and following, I actually don't know the rules on that. We tried to find them earlier.
They are not explicitly listed.
Yeah,
They do say that they could randomly pair people for collegiate level. Basically, they're just saying we want more people come, so if we have to random pair you, we'll random pair you, which probably means you can switch.
right.
But enrolling for that might be a tricky.
Yeah, we have a representative from USA Dance that directly talks to us that we can ask these questions to. Who is from Pittsburgh, yes, she's very lovely. So we can email if any of you guys are interested in like changing roles in between and like changing from leading and following within the same level, so within bronze rhythm. Or something, or within bronze smooth or whatever, yes,
Okay, so you said that if you're, as a leader, you
Yes.
partner with one person for all of rhythm in one level and all of smooth in one level.
yes,
But if you
No.
switch.
okay,
Yeah.
Hold on. Yes.
Yes.
So what we did last at nationals, I danced with Paige for bronze and smooth. Bronze and silver in smooth, which isn't the case. It's actually wrong, but whatever. But then I competed with Madeline in bronze and smooth for rhythm. Bronze and silver. Why do I keep saying that? Thank you for looking at me like that. Yeah. Does that make sense? So between the different sessions, you can dance with different people.
Yes, so, but if you're just in, for clarity.
Yeah.
You're just in smooth.
Mhm.
You lead bronze smooth with one person.
Mhm.
Can you follow bronze smooth with a different person?
That's what we're trying to figure out.
Okay.
That's what we need to email.
That was my question.
Yes, that's what we need to double check. And I feel like I remember seeing at the competition people doing that. The only real issue I would see with that is like the number.
Yeah, if you're switching leading and following, you should have a vest of some kind or some way to slide a number into like a mesh pocket in your bag.
Yeah,
If
which,
some people would like wear like a fancy cardigan, like.
right, which we can talk about like attire and stuff like that at the, actually, we will be talking about attire and stuff like that for the 16th meeting. We're not expecting you guys to like go purchase gowns. A lot of times Amy will like take everybody to her house and let you try on stuff and figure that stuff out.
They're.
That was a fun-
For lady leads, I already started coming up with like a good document that has like nice stuff that you can wear, because I struggled heavily trying to figure out what was allowed and what isn't allowed, because you technically have to follow, I'm just talking to you because I think it
Yeah, I
might
know,
just be
it's
you.
me.
There are
Right
rules,
now.
right now,
Yeah,
there are
on this
rules
side.
that you have to follow, because technically you have to follow the leader's rules.
Yeah.
Which is traditionally like, if you wear a blazer, they're gonna make you wear a tie, just letting you know.
I have both of those.
That's fine, that's fine, I just didn't bring a tie, because I didn't know that rule. But, yeah.
I don't
Also,
think it'll be an issue.
if you are graduating. If you are graduating this semester, you can still compete at nationals. So, the only way that can happen, yeah, might as well, only because,
Oh, because the one.
yeah, you can compete because you've graduated within 6 months.
Congratulations.
When you go to nationals, you need to bring your student ID.
Also, no one's planning on not being enrolled for at least one class in the spring, right? You're all students in the spring?
Also, you're all US citizens, yeah?
And the other thing.
That one's also
It's
important.
a really good time to tell us. Register for use against.
That one, yes.
Basically, those 4 things.
We gotta do these two.
Okay.
Okay. You want me to?
Sure, there is.
Okay, 2 more things. You guys have to, we all have to, I'm gonna say 2. We all have to be registered within USA Dance, but we do not do it yet. Cause if we do it right now, they're just gonna make you redo it in the new year. So we're gonna wait
They do it,
until.
it's not like a year from when you registered, they do it every new year.
Mhm.
So
So-
don't pick twice.
Yes,
Yeah.
don't do that. It's not that expensive if you happen to accidentally do
Yeah.
it. Don't do it,
There's no
but,
reason.
you know.
Yeah, but we will talk more about that. We will tell you, this is the link, this is what you do, this is when to do it. We will
Yeah,
help you through it, yeah?
Yeah.
Last one,
yes.
Oh, no, it's okay, she can continue.
last one because this is related to, associated kind of sort of with the Olympics.
Oh.
You all have to be,
You're gonna sign a consent. This,
yeah, a consent form.
I'm just warning you now. I don't think this applies, but if it does, you're going to sign a consent form. That says that you consent if they have like just reason to believe that you are doing any sports enhancing drugs. You.
Hey, listen, actual real life problem we actually really have to talk about. If anyone in this room is on any type of HRT, come talk to me after the meeting, because we do need to figure that one out.
Well,
Oh, that's fine.
yeah, if you bring doctor's notes, it's fine. But basically, just letting you know, just warning you, they do have the right, when you sign up, they do have the right to drug test you. That's it, that's all I have to say. Yes.
So if this is your first time going to nationals or your first time competing in general, would you recommend bronze? What's the big difference between bronze and silver?
Beautiful. Okay, so the big difference between bronze and silver is, yep. So in the smooth dances, it's basically, yep, go.
Okay, so basically, in bronze, they're essentially using the syllabus book. In bronze, you have like about 5, maybe 6 moves in both a smooth and rhythm. And they're like, you stick to these 5 moves. And the biggest thing is in the smooth dances, you have to close your feet. Bring them together and close. But what we did is we did bronze and silver. Essentially, once you go into silver, they're like, okay, you can use everything you did in bronze. So what we did is we had one routine that was bronze good, and we just threw it into silver. But when you're in silver, then you can pass your feet and you can get a little fancier. And then they're like, oh, hey, here's another like 5 or 6 moves that you can do. We're not worried about gold, but gold would be like, hey, take all of those, you can add even more.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
So essentially, yeah.
I'm so sorry, really quick. So this is essentially, obviously we were talking about routines and we put together routines like really last minute. But honestly, it's not required, like, and that's what's really important about like when we have the mandatory meeting in January and then when we have the like random Fridays, Mondays, however we do it. We're gonna be there and we're gonna be like, hey, like, these are the 5 moves, we're gonna send you videos, like, these are the syllabus moves you can do. Do what you want with them. If you wanna create a routine, that's great. If you wanna practice just going on the floor and doing some floor craft with them, as long as you know those moves and you don't do anything like passing your feet or going outside of those moves, you should be fine and you're not gonna get disqualified.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so one thing that we're gonna do over break is we're gonna compile as many videos with as many different terminologies, because basically they accept, I think, like 4 or 5 different syllabuses across like the different. What is that word?
So bye.
From different organizations. So there's USA Dance, UCWDC, NDCA, that kind of stuff. Hold on one second, I will get to you, I promise.
Also.
Arthur Murray, Fred Astaire, that kind of
stuff.
stuff. They accept different syllabuses, so we'll try to compile a like playlist of videos for each of the styles and be like, okay, here are the moves. This is what they're called sometimes, this is not. Because when I tell you the syllabus that they give you sometimes makes absolutely no sense. Because they could be talking about a bunch of different things. I literally handed it to Molly and Molly was like, I don't know what they're referring to here. But yes.
So essentially with silver, you get more flexibility. that it's harder to get disqualified?
Yes and no. The main different, like, yes. It is technically harder to get disqualified, but they're looking for more from you, if that makes
Yes,
sense.
the standard
The
of
standard is higher.
judging is higher, how you'll be scored is based on a higher standard.
Yes,
It's just, it's very formal, so like when you get out on the floor, like we'll get into this, but like you're going right into a frame and you're ready to go, and pretty much you are not losing that frame. Like there's little things and little moves you can do, but like when we're learning all of these dances, like we're kind of having more fun with it, it's more flexible, but when we do this.
it's the apart one. This is the one that you start apart and you go.
Oh, never
together.
mind, you
And
start apart and then you go into frame and then you stay in the frame.
Yeah, so
You don't
like,
leave.
most of the like solo work stuff you can't do. Oh shoot.
Which is another thing, whenever we say like routines, we don't mean like you get to like super play with choreography, we just mean like you're piecing together a pattern of steps.
Right,
You're not gonna be like, and ragdoll, like, you know, it's not like fun routine, it's just,
Right.
it's just for you to have something that you've practiced and have a set of steps that you have at your ready, so that you don't like
also.
get there like, I forget everything, you know.
If
Which
we
is all
can-
fine.
Yeah, I forgot everything, like, it happens. Also, there's a few different things that we should go over as well. If you guys like as many of you guys can come to the Fridays, because it seems like Friday is gonna work the best as possible. We can work on floor craft, which is a huge deal because at nationals, they stick, well, how many people? 25
40.
couples, 40 couples on the floor,
Somewhere between there.
all at once.
Yeah, like
You're-
it's the floor.
Yeah, that.
You're a little squished.
It's not, I would say probably smaller than the education gym building, like the floor of the education.
Yeah.
gym.
Okay.
Probably like a regular, like full basketball court, I wanna say, maybe a little bit bigger than that.
Yeah.
We can post videos for you guys to browse, that would be helpful.
Yes, so that's what we're talking about right now. It's
20 cups.
20 couples. They do have like multiple heats. I think they split it up in thirds last time.
Yeah, they put us into three really, really huge groups of like 20 couples, and then we were in all different sections, so they were like, group one, everyone go on, do tango, go away. Group two, do tango, go away. Group three, come on, do tango. Now group one, come back and do foxtrot. Then next group, come on and do foxtrot. Now the third group, come and do foxtrot.
But again, all of this information we're gonna go over on the 16th. Right now, getting the numbers for who is coming is one of the most important things that we need to talk about right now. So if you are leading, can you raise your hand?
If you're no longer planning on coming to nationals, just don't raise your hand
Yeah.
anymore.
So if you are leading, awesome. Oh, how do we want to do this?
Okay, put your hands down, raise your hand if on the form you're like, I have a partner in mind already. Okay, some of you are liars, by the way.
Raise your hand. Okay, so, all right, who in this room does not have a partner and is committing to going to nationals? Great, that is 2 leads and 3 follows. You have a partner? Okay,
I'm. Because of the one that you're. I should
Okay.
be getting an email, I should.
great, awesome, okay, so basically, because we're missing a bunch of, I think, only followers.
Anthony.
Anthony, are you, because I know he checked off that he had somebody in mind, was it you? Okay.
These are the people not here.
Great, okay, so because we don't know the situation, between if we can switch between lead and following, this isn't like a first come, first serve, like I want first pick on leader situation, because there's definitely more leads than follows than leads.
Mhm.
This is you guys should have a conversation after today, and you guys should figure out like who fits best with the 2 or 3 or 4 leads. This is also hey, I'm a follower, but you know what? I'd be fine with leading. When I tell you, I had very little experience with leading before I went to nationals. I had very little experience. The only experience I had was leading the Latin dances, and guess what? You don't compete at nationals with the Latin dances. I know, right? Sad days. Any of the social dances also you're not competing at nationals with, by the way. So that means like That means your West Coast swing, that means your bachata, that means your merengue, that, hustle, stuff like that. So. Who in this room is 100% committing to going to this? Like. If we go to student government and ask for funding, we're using it on you.
Raise your hand, big high.
Okay.
Can Mark, please?
Yeah.
Okay, keep your hands up for just 1 second. I'm so sorry.
16 and up.
I can't read. Okay. Smiley faces. Carrie, you can put your hand down. Rebecca, you can put your hand down. Lexi, you can put your hand down.
Does anyone know out of the people who are not here, has anyone talked to them and like know that 110% they are coming?
Seth, you can put your hand
Abby.
down. Owen, you can put your hand down.
Paige,
Sorry, guys, I can't read that
Abby
fast.
and Paige as well.
Abby and Paige, can you smiley faces?
Oh, do you want me to start telling you people? David has his hand up, John and Matthew have his hand up, and Tina.
Okay, wait. David. David.
Right there,
Thank you. David, next.
Matthew, John,
Matthew already has one. John already
Giovanna.
has one. Giovanna already has one.
Paige. And
Paige.
Abby.
Abby, yep. Officers, raise your hand. You coming to nationals?
Nope.
Okay, cool, thank you.
Take it up. Has Anthony committed to going?
I'm not sure.
Beautiful, okay, that's fine. I wasn't sure. Yeah, okay, so out of the people, so in this room, there are 3 leads who don't have a follower. Well, 2 leads who are committing and don't have a follower. You guys are more than welcome to have a discussion. I don't know if you guys would prefer us to pair you with somebody. That is a conversation that we can have afterwards. You guys can say like, hey, I'd prefer you pair us, or hey, I'd like to pair ourselves.
In terms of cost, like. It doesn't necessarily, like, you're not paying per dance, so if you're dancing with multiple partners, it doesn't necessarily add on extra costs, it just depends on which category you're dancing in. So like, it's a smooth, please correct me, it's a smooth and rhythm session with multiple levels in each session. So if you compete with a different partner per level, but you're competing in the smooth session, it's still the same price, but you're dancing with multiple partners.
Right, you had it.
That makes sense. So like,
But the multiple partner thing, we're still not sure between lead and follow, but between the different levels is fine.
Yeah.
So if like one of the leads wanted to split up between like bronze and smooth with 2 different people, you can, and that also includes more people. Lady leads, if you want to lead, Molly and I would be more than happy to give you like advice on how to do that, advice on what to wear, advice on like how to still be feminine or still like,
yes,
if you wanna try to be masculine, whatever, all that kind of stuff. We can try to give you advice on that. If you do not have a partner and you, like, by the end of this, there are not enough leads. Amy is going to be going. Amy does this thing called Pro-Am. If you don't know what Pro-Am is, I am doing it with Amy currently now, but I am also doing it with her in nationals. So basically, Pro-Am is. So you would do. You don't have to qualify to go to nationals. If you're a non-collegiate student, you have to qualify to go to nationals normally, but because we're collegiate people and they're like, we need the college kids, we don't have to qualify. Pro-Am, it is like loosely said that you don't have to qualify, but it has been like explicitly told us we don't have to qualify. Amy, I will give, whoever is interested, I will give her number and you can have a conversation. I'm not guaranteeing that she will do it with you. But if, if you wanna have that discussion with Amy and you're willing to like pay and.
What
is? I was gonna get it, I swear, I promise I was gonna get it.
Started with the end of it, I was confused.
Yeah, I will give her your number, I will give you her number. Pro-Am. Basically, it's essentially the same thing as dancing couples. Same thing, except you as the follower, unless you're leading, you as the follower are the only one getting judged. So that means you go on the floor. Let's say Amy is leading you. Amy is not getting judged at all. They are just looking at you. And it's the same thing as couples, except you're dancing with a professional. So,
What does pro am stand
Basically,
for?
pro is
Oh.
professional amateur,
Yeah.
it just gives you a way to dance if you don't have a, that's also generally the purpose of pro am.
but also it's like one of those things where you get better dancing with a pro anyways, so now you're just competing with the same pro. Like, I would say I definitely, my like skill level has increased since doing couples as well as pro am in the other circuit that we compete in. Does that make sense? Does
And-
anyone have any questions about that?
If you wanna lead Amy, I'm sure she'll be more than happy to lead.
Yes, you also
Follow.
can lead, you
Yeah.
can lead Amy if you want, Matthew does lead Amy. She won't judge you, she will do whatever she can to make you look good, that is her job, on the
Yes,
floor is,
exactly.
she will do whatever, if you break the pattern or you do whatever, she will do whatever she can to make you guys look good, especially like floorcraft. It might be nice to have a professional like deal with floorcraft, because I know there's certain times where she's like, well, we almost just ran into somebody, and I'm like, I was falling, I don't know, she helped me. That poor child, it's always a kid too. This nightclub, anyways, does anybody have any questions regardless, just questions in general?
The other thing would be if they didn't want active sessions and just do team match. That is an option,
Right,
maybe not the most worthwhile, but.
okay, there is a third option as well, if you, so with team match. You don't have to dance with your partner that you go to nationals with. So let's say like I was going with Carol, because Carol's always the example. I was going with Carol. I could dance with Owen for team match, or I could lead Owen in team match. It does not matter. Team match is literally just having fun. I'm pretty sure they scored it based on who would like whose team was the loudest cheering for them.
Yes.
I think, was it? Or was it actual technical?
No, it has to be technical.
Was it technical?
It has
Okay.
to be technical.
Okay, I was gonna say, I was like, something was with the loudest
Some
though.
fun award, because I
I
know
think
it's in
that-
Pittsburgh 2 years ago, but I think they made a comment about it.
There was something with us cheering. I don't remember exactly what it was. Do you remember? There was something with, anyways, but
I think Purdue
anyways.
was up. Purdue was up like
Sure.
first, third, fourth, fifth.
But as well as, so let's say you don't have a partner for the other two and you decide to not do pro-am with Amy. There are other possible things that you can do. We can try to talk to USA Dance and say like, hey, we have a follower. Do you have a leader that can happen with? If that's the case, you probably, unless they're in the Orlando area, you probably won't practice with them until you get to the competition. There were a few people that did that at nationals last year.
That's the random assignment that's in the rules, which is why we think you probably can switch
Right.
and follow.
But yeah. We will let you know pretty soon.
Yep.
Probably by January,
Uh-huh.
if funding is going to be a thing, at all.
If you have not confirmed whether or not you're going to possibly get funding through student government, we need to know by like this Saturday at midnight, I would say. Does that sound good? Cool. And this is a hard deadline. This is not one of those, I decided before this team formed, can I still perform? No.
Yeah, because this is very much like, we're not sure from this process, we've never done this process with student government before. So we're not sure if we have to go into this meeting and be like, this is the exact numbers that we need for these exact things, for these exact purposes. So from the people in the room,
Yeah.
what?
Nothing. I was just noticing people in the back doing things.
From there, we will ask you guys, by Saturday, I'm sure we'll have a Google form. I'm sure we'll have a Google form for you guys. And I'm sure it'll say something like, I don't like flying, please don't put me on a plane, because we have to subtract the costs as we do that. If that makes sense,
Yes,
cool.
we be flying as a group then?
hopefully.
Under the form, I think.
What airline do you fly?
This.
When we did it, when we did,
Hey guys,
Flying.
when we did it, the cheapest one was United, actually. So when we did all the calculations, we have tried to do the calculation of like getting a bus or like a charter bus to take us there. That is an obscene amount of money.
Quite
an
literally
obscene
over
amount.
$10,000.
Yeah, it was like, yeah.
How?
So basically, to clarify, the money that we get from student government, if we get the money. This is still an if, this is, I need to like clarify, this is still an if, we might not get this money. If we get this money is for your registration. This money is for
Travel.
your sessions, so this is, so there's a different cost for being there for the weekend. This is for your smooth session, your rhythm session. Okay, so we need to know that as well, we need to know if you're planning on doing both or just the one. This also is for travel getting there, but only if you're flying. Only if you're flying. And this is not, and also this is for your hotel for 4 people. Okay? This is not gonna cover food. This is not gonna cover if you wanna get like extra stuff at the competition, like a tie or dresses and stuff
Or
like
like
that.
one of these.
Or shoes or bracelets.
These are.
Anything like that, it's not gonna cover that, we're not covering your food. I don't think we're gonna cover if you bring extra bags as well. So if you need to check a bag along with the other stuff that you're bringing, which you probably shouldn't, because it's just like a few days. But if you happen to need to check a bag, it won't cover that either.
One last disclaimer on this, it is entirely possible that we go up to student government and we say, we need this amount of money for this list of things, and they go, cool, we'll pay for most of that, but we will not pay for your
Right.
hotel or your airplane or something like that.
Right.
So we could come back to you and go, okay, you now have to figure out your hotel rooms or something like that.
And we
Okay.
do have opportunities that we're trying to do fundraising for in the future. So if we get a lot of people to like back those fundraisers, we can make sure that all of that money goes to just nationals or something like that. But again, if you don't tell us by Saturday, which is totally 100% fine, there might be a chance that none of that student government money goes to you. Just letting you know.
I have a quick thing. Considering we wanna know if you're doing both, does everyone understand which dances are smooth and rhythm? Yes. Okay, cool. That's really.
Is anyone too scared to say that they don't know the difference? Okay, so for Matthew, your smooth dances are gonna be your foxtrot, tango, and waltz. Your rhythm dances are gonna be cha-cha, rumba, and East Coast swing.
East Coast.
East.
Yes, specifically East Coast swing, not West Coast. Yes. Okay, so if you're interested in doing the international styles, that is a different section. Which is fine, we can also, we'll have a section listed for that. Those are 2 different sessions as well, because that is your international, you just mentioned international smooth and international rhythm. But if you're interested in doing those, that is totally fine, we can put that on the Google form as well, so we can cover for those costs as well. Yes,
Does West Coast swing fall under anything?
no, West Coast swing is a social dance and it is not in anything.
Standard.
Just East Coast.
Could
East Coast is the bounce.
Whether they want to lead or follow between sessions?
Yes, so between sessions, if you wanted to, well, you can also do it within the session as well. So let's say I wanted to lead. In,
then the partner thing would be fine. If you were doing it between sessions, right?
yes, but you could also do it within as well, so like I could lead for smooth and follow for rhythm. But you could also lead for bronze and follow for smooth, if that makes sense. Ah, silver.
That's what it asks.
Yeah, we know what you mean. Thank you. Yes.
Will there be a list of all the dances you can compete in? Or will the PowerPoint be up?
Yes, we can make sure that the PowerPoint is in the Discord. You can compete in. You don't have to be,
What's up?
in hopefully proud of this. If you compete. I don't remember which they grouped together, do you remember what they grouped together this year? Last year, what they did was, for bronze, they grouped together two of the smooth and rhythm dances, and then you signed up for the third one. So like if you danced one of the smooths, you had to dance both of the smooths, and then you could sign up for the third one, if that makes sense. But if you do, silver, this is also a difference in silver. In silver, you have to do all 3. For both.
Yeah, I can let y'all know.
No. Okay, so basically, when you do smooth, there's waltz, Tango, Foxtrot, right? Oh.
Alright, that, okay, that is the order that they are listed, unfortunately,
Yeah.
that is the order they come in.
So,
Okay.
hey. I'm trying to get everybody out of here. So let's say, I don't remember what order they're doing, but basically, when you signed up for waltz, for bronze, you also had to sign up for tango. And then foxtrot was like its own category, so you also signed up for that. That's not an additional cost. They just make you do like two together, but when you're doing, this is for bronze. But if you did silver, you have to sign up for all those three, and then the fourth one was something random. It wasn't like a random, but it was, I think it was something, I don't remember what it was, but anyways.
So anyway, regardless, there are different dances per level as well.
Yeah,
That's
so like I can get into more of the levels, like if you wanted to do, I think, oh, you know what, I think Viennese waltz is one of those that like. You
I
have
don't
to
think
get
we
to,
can
like,
do
gold
it.
To do it, yeah, Viennese waltz, like if you have to be at like the gold level in order to do it or something.
We are not at the gold level.
Yeah, but. Let's see, I think that's it, as well as rhythm, it works the same way, so. Just know that, like, we'll get into more about like what it means for them to be, like paired together, cause there's like a reason that they do the pairings together, it's not just like oh, well. We want you to do more dances, so we're gonna pair them together, make sure that you have to do that, it's more of there's like a technical reason and stuff like that, we'll explain. The like for how you get on, how you get off, when they do certain heats and dances like that, yes.
What's the deadline for like picking a partner and song or routine, like?
Okay, so you don't pick a song. In competitions, basically what happens is they give you a random song when you get on the floor.
Nice.
So you just have to recognize, they'll tell you the style,
It'll go in the order.
and it will go in the waltz, I think it's waltz, tango, foxtrot.
It is, cause
Yeah.
it goes waltz, tango, foxtrot, V-waltz.
Yeah.
And a full.
So it will go in that order and they'll tell you, you can also, everybody around you is very nice to you, if you're like, I forget which one's next. Hey, they'll definitely tell you which one's next, they don't want
You'll
you to feel like
have
that.
sheets, you'll have a program, there'll be a monitor.
You
But-
can, you can literally sign up until probably the first week in March, like they have it open like pretty much
Yeah.
just until it
For-
starts.
For our funding purposes, it's gonna be this Saturday night.
So we have to know like which style we're gonna do.
No, you just need to know, oh,
If you're gonna come,
Yes.
if you're gonna do.
yes and no, you don't need to know like within smooth, like. What styles you're gonna do, you just need to tell us if you're doing smooth.
Because
or-
it's no extra cost if you're adding dances by dancing silver, because this is
This
a whole
sounds-
yeah.
session that is one cost just to dance smooth.
And hey, if you're like, hey man, like I'd be down, but I don't know about tango, cool, you got a few months to figure it out.
Right, we're also
all the
making
Fridays.
sure that the styles that you were not taught this semester that you're competing at nationals,
Rumba.
and tango.
Tango.
Will
Should we not do tango?
only
Not
start
officially.
routine.
Oh.
We are making sure that those
Like, I did
styles, we are making sure that those styles are getting taught to you before nationals, on a Amy teaching you level versus a us teaching you, yes.
I totally promise you guys, we like said it earlier, but we managed to literally do everything in less than a month, 2 weeks, like plan
It really
everything,
was,
do
like,
everything.
We even paid for it 2 weeks in advance.
It
We
was,
didn't pay
terrifying.
for
it was really genuinely low cost compared to many other competitions. We had the resources, like, at the end of the day, like, if you're still kind of on the edge, like, I promise you, this is early in advance, we have the resources for you guys. I know the funding is a little annoying, because they're like, you wanna know now, and we're like, hold on.
To give the exact and all
But
that.
like, it is an amazing time, like, you get to dance with your cool college peeps. You get to see the really cool dancers, including the juniors, who are like insane. Like, it's just super fun, you get to see so much dancing, you get to like learn more about what you're doing and where you're going, and like, I promise you, like, this is a little chaotic, but like, we have your back, and like, we will do check-ins, we will make sure everyone's where they need to be, along the way, and everyone's cool.
One last thing before we wrap it up, or answer any more of your questions. Just another disclaimer. There is a chance that when we go to student government, we say these 15 kids, when they go to nationals, they're gonna make you guys, each and every one of you, do a specific thing of steps. We are going to try and take on the bulk of it, because we're gonna try and do it through ballroom nights as an RSO. But there's a chance you'll have to do this thing called financial training, which is a 0 credit course that basically just says, I'm not stealing money from student government, I understand how student government money works. We will explain it. Yes, yeah. We will explain it all to you. We will not leave you out to dry.
It's
Believe
like a
me.
web
It's,
It's a
yeah,
web course. It's a 0 credit web course.
You can get through it in a day or less.
yeah.
It's like a 2 hour thing.
Yeah, no, it's like, it's a very little ordeal. So if that's the case, we'll obviously let you know if that's the case. We just really need to like get in front of student government as soon as possible. Because it seems, again, we have never done this as a club. This has never happened. It seems as though, because this is different than the other funding, but it seems as though this is a very long process.
It is.
We also aren't aware entirely of like when they will give us the money. Like if they are like, yes, here's the money. We don't know when throughout this process that we're starting this and ending this, when they will physically give us the money. There's also forms that we have to like fill out after the fact. So this kind of goes on for a while. But yeah, again, if you are not sure and you are like really uncertain about this, please just think about the fact that like this might be a problem for like if we say like if you commit to us and then we say like, yeah, here's student government, here's the money we need. I don't know at what point that becomes like a, hey, this person dropped out, they can't go anymore kind of a situation. But just kind of like make sure you're keeping us updated with like if something happens or like maybe like your partner breaks their wrist and you can't go anymore. Theoretically, just like kind of keep us updated throughout the process so that we can keep student government updated throughout the process on like what's going on with the money and what's going on with the funds. Again, this isn't meant to scare you at all. This is like very much we really want you guys to come to nationals, so we're trying our best to get like help you get there kind of a thing. This is not like you must come to us so that we can pay for you. This is we're just trying to help you. We're just trying to get you there. And again, there's a chance that you might not get entirely funded for it. You might not get funded at all. But this is we're trying our best to get you at least maybe there. I don't know.
Something. But once again, if we have student government and we say, give us some money, and they go, here's a little bit of money, you begging children, whoever gets that money, whichever ones of us, our names are on the list of people that got the money, you are going to nationals, you are using that money to do the things that we said we're using the money for.
Yeah.
Cause I'm not getting in trouble with this student government.
I'm not either. I don't want to do that.
Sorry, guys. Yes.
For the people who went last year,
Yeah.
like a ballpark number of what that cost without the funding things?
Yeah.
I mean, I know it was obviously a different location and there's some like.
Give me 1 second. Bella and I actually calculated it
But just, yeah.
for this one.
I kinda did, it's not a total, but it's giving you a little bit, but.
Yes, John.
I have a real question.
As opposed to.
I'm gonna answer you in a second there, Carol. No, sorry. You can ask. I'm talking to Carol.
So what, for student government funding,
Yeah.
what would happen for somebody that graduates in the now?
Okay,
Now.
Good question.
this is, you can't
Receive student government.
receive student government funding. So you would have to fund yourself going there.
That makes it simple.
Carol, if you're not splitting the room, which you should be splitting the room, if you happen to get a hotel room just by yourself, just for you, and you also decide to fly there round trip, it's gonna be, and decide to do all 3 sessions,
Yeah.
no help whatsoever, 575.
Oh, thank you.
For reference, I just paid like 1,000 to go to Worlds, so.
And for extra reference, for those of us from Arthur Murray and Fred Astaire.
Yeah.
I spent more, so this is like super reasonable.
Yeah.
Affordable.
Also-
Awesome.
Oh,
There's definitely a possibility that if like we don't get enough money, we can talk to like people in USA Dance and the people who are running this and be like, can you like lower this a little bit? Because I'm pretty sure last time I don't quote me I'm wrong. I actually, I don't wanna say anything, but, yeah,
Yeah, someone straight up at USA Dance, a gentleman came up and dropped $100 in our bucket to go to nationals, like.
oh, yeah.
Straight up, like
Yeah.
USA Dance people, if you are like nice to them and which we normally are, but like.
Be nice to
Right.
them.
Even old people, and literally be like, I am a poor little college student and I want to dance, they would be like. "What?"
And that's the very much, it's also the very much the same thing in Pittsburgh, there's a handful of dancers at our studio that are like Megan Bear, Mike and Lisa, like, they're like, hey, tell us what you need, I'll be happy to help.
Right.
So like if we need stuff, like I'll start contacting them, there's definitely a chance that people will
Right.
help, people.
As well as the head of USA Dance, the chapter of USA Dance in Orlando is already like contacting us and talking to us about like numbers, figuring out who's going and that kind of stuff. He also, would definitely be more than happy to just like throw down our like Venmo, I'm sure, and make sure that we like just get that like, just so that the people who are there that would be willing to help fund us, like, can do that. Yeah, like he can definitely post on like their Facebook group and stuff like that and be like, hey, these kids, they're college kids. You know what college kids need? Money, and food. Food is also good.
Video was a really sad shelter video.
That's Molly's next film project, just us. Okay, with that.
Yes.
Okay, any last minute questions, comments, or concerns?
My list is covered as well.
Officers, is there anything I did not talk about?
No, my list is covered.
Good. Okay, if you guys come up with any questions, feel free to DM any one of the officers / text it inside the Discord private channel we have. That would be a great way to make sure at least one of us answer.
Yeah.
I know a lot of you don't normally look at the general Discord, it's fine, it's okay, it's
For
okay.
the love of God, just look at
But
this.
if you guys are
Just look at
committed
it.
to nationals as well, like we will, pow, 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 there will be a lot of things in the Discord, so just know moving forward, people who didn't have Discord before. To make sure we check.
Why are you asking questions then?
So please just check, obviously, like, there's gonna be a lot happening, so it's okay to ask questions, but like, if we're posting all this stuff in the Discord and you're like, oh my god, I had no idea we were meeting, and it's like, it's been in Discord for weeks, please, switch to Discord, please.
Yeah. Also, leaders who do not have partners, if you can come up and talk to us so we can figure out the best way for you guys to pair, that would be great, just because I don't want you guys to feel scared. Or like the in the arms of the angel in the corner. One last chance. Any questions, comments, concerns?
Excited?
Yeah.
Yeah.